it was only yesterday we were talking about Bolero.
Yeah. Oh, so long ago. I've almost forgotten about that movie.
Yeah,
and I hope to continue to forget about that movie.
I don't know. I mean, maybe in my old age I'm mellowing on Bolero. No, actually,
no, it's still atrocious.
You know, at least we. This movie we were talking about, we don't have to worry about the fucking cyber police.
Yeah, that's true.
Kicking in our fucking door and...
well, they'd have to go through Netflix before they went to us. So.
Yeah, if Netflix ever gets shut down as a part of Operation Gemhurst or Utri or...
Yeah, you'll know exactly why.
Yeah.
It's because of John Derrick. That horrible fucking $8 million self-insert pederasty porn-making prick.
Well, I think we've distanced ourselves enough from Bolero.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're back again, obviously. Johnny Capcom, and you would be
Sean Sheridan. How are you?
And we're back to talk about Cannon movies. We're recording this well ahead of schedule because we still have our Mike Limbo thing.
Yeah.
So hopefully these will come out in time, and by the time this episode drops, we'll have had sorted out our situation permanently.
Yeah.
But just a warning: if we get 2 episodes and then there's no episodes, and you know you're like, what the fuck, you know, and you know we want to do this all the time.
Yeah.
This is like fun for us to do,
and frankly, when I meet Wiggly, I don't want him to serve me.
Yeah.
Because I know he can, and I fear it.
But it's. Yeah, so we're recording this ahead of time. Hopefully the next episode will reveal what the next film will be, obviously, at the end of the episode. But hopefully this is not the... this won't be another drought for us, you know? Because, I don't know about you, man, but my heart beats a little bit better when I'm watching Cannon movies all the time.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it's not... It's a nice little thing to do, because there are... When we took this on at first, we just thought, oh, Cannon Films, that'd be a great idea. It didn't occur to me just how many of them there were.
Yeah.
And how many of them I hadn't seen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Like, this one I had never seen before.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, today we're talking about The Last American Virgin.
Yeah.
Which is a weird kind of movie because, like, if people haven't been able to cotton on to what we've been doing, we're going through all the different genres that Cannon have made. So, Envision USA is episode 1. That was the action movie. Episode 2, Breakin', was kind of a musical. Bolero was a sex picture, and this is a teen comedy.
Yeah,
you know, and like Cannon were a genre picture house.
Absolutely.
Know? And that's what kind of we were like. Let's explore this, and this was like one of the first major kind of movies in this genre that they made. You know, and it was weird. I looked it up, and I was thinking, I wonder did they follow Porky's?
Yeah,
or whatever else. But like it turns out like this Porky's and Fast Times and Ridgemont High all came out within like weeks of one another. Yeah. So they were all in production at the same. But the thing is, as you're well aware, this film predates all of those movies because it's a remake of the 1978 Israeli picture, The Lemon Popsicle.
Yeah, and the Lemon Popsicle, it was one of those things. It was very much a genre film. It was very much of its place and time. Like I saw it before late one night on cable, and about 90% of the references didn't go over for me. Or I think
it's best described as Israeli graffiti.
Yeah,
that's
kind
of what we're talking about here.
Yeah,
but this was when Menachem and Yoram got to America. They decided they were going to make a remake of this because they were like, they believed in the story and whatever else, I suppose. And they came up with a great title. Like, The Last American Virgin is like, it's like the Satanic Rites of Dracula.
Yeah, it's one of those titles that as soon as you hear it, it's like, oh, this sounds interesting.
Like, I remember the first time I heard it, where someone was like, oh, yeah, that's the Satanic Rites of Dracula. And I'm just why are we not watching this right now?
Right now. It sounds like an amazing film.
And that's the same with, like, Last American Virgin. Great title. You gotta give it up to them. I mean, it doesn't make any fucking sense when you actually consider what it means to the rest of the movie.
Yeah, true.
But it's a great title.
And just, as a sociological thing, I'm assuming that the virgin in question wasn't the last one that will ever be.
No.
I'm sure there are like a few American bishops out there or something.
I'm sure there are like I'm pretty sure that there wasn't before that some kind of weird postnatal deflowering ceremony. They're like, right, well, he's born.
Yeah, give him a tug job, send him on his
Yeah,
way.
yeah, you're a man now, sir.
Oh,
but
I think that John Derek is rubbing off on us, sir.
Well, it's like, yeah, it's a great title.
Yeah.
As I said, and it's weird though the remake. Like it's a remake of the Lemon Popsicle, and this is kind of like a thing that happens where you've got movies like The Grudge, if you remember that, like, which there was an American remake directed by the original Japanese director.
Yeah.
I've seen that stuff happen before. I mean, I'm a bit hungover today, in case you can't tell. But
I heard the story of it. It's an interesting one. I'm sure.
I will not be sharing it. But
I'll tease it out of you. Don't worry.
But
I'll work it out with a spoon if I have to.
But yeah, it's kind of a weird thing that it does happen. Like Alfred Hitchcock did that a lot. Like his British movies, he'd remake in America. Like The Man Who Knew Too Much. Yeah, that was like originally a British movie, and then like Jimmy Stewart and
Marnie was was originally an episode of a TV show he did back in the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But then we've got like there are Western language remakes. Obviously, we've got like Yojimbo into Fistful of Dollars and stuff like that.
Seven Samurai into Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, but this is like one of those weird scenarios where they go, no, you're going to do it again.
Yeah, Kurosawa, you can direct Magnificent Seven. Go on.
That would have been a better movie if you asked me.
Probably, yeah.
So we're going to jump into Last American Virgin in a second. I just want to ask you what your expectations were going into it. Like,
my expectations were kind of high on this one, just considering the time period and the genre, because for my money at least, the early to mid 80s were a high watermark for teen films.
Yeah.
Like after in the 90s it sort of descended into like Gross Out and what have you. Mm-hmm. But the 80s there was just a run of them. Like you said, like Porky's, like Last Time, like Fast Times, like The Breakfast Club.
Better Off Dead.
It's a
good fucking movie. Better Off Dead is.
So there were some tremendous
Breaking.
Yeah.
But,
sure, why not?
But,
technically a teen movie, yeah. But there were some really good ones, and from reputation, I'd heard that this was up there. So my expectations were pretty high going into this one.
I didn't know what to expect myself. Like I loved the title again. I get the title was great, and I wanted to. I didn't like. I'll be honest with you, and we'll get into it in a minute. But like the ending was spoiled on me, and I was like, oh god, I have to see the rest of this movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, once I saw what happened at the end of it, and we'll get into it, and we're going to both be cutting promos.
Oh, hell yes.
But, it's, I was kind of expecting it to be just kind of fun, but also a bit weird.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that Cannon always do. You can, like, even though there's like a million directors and a million actors and all that, there's this weirdness to what Cannon did that I just love, you know?
Yeah.
It's like...
There seemed to be a philosophy in Cannon films of throw shit at a wall and whatever sticks, that's what goes into the movie.
But even, like, I meant to say this, actually, I was in the Galway City Library, and obviously we're recording this in Galway. Yeah. But, and Franco Zeffirelli's autobiography was in the library, yeah. Okay. And I went into the back and I was looking up, like, Cannon and stuff, and it was in the index, and he was putting over Menachem and Yoram, and like he was like, oh yeah, they were great to work with and all the rest. Like, but the way he described that working with them was like they would ask you what film you wanted to make, and then go, all right, fine, we like that idea, go make it. And then the only input they'd have is if they got the film back into the edit suite, and then like Menachem would sit there, and as soon as he get bored, he'd go, more sex, more action, more, you know. But
Menachem, the more I learn about this man, the more I learn he probably had like undiagnosed ADD or something.
I fucking love Menachem Golan.
Yeah,
he's amazing. But
I have to say, we'll get to some of his movies in a bit now, and I'm looking forward to this now.
Oh, like that, like as just a spoiler alert.
Yeah,
like Delta Force.
Yeah,
Over the Top, Like, these are great movies. You know, they're not like, they're not drama movies, right? But they're fucking great. Like, Delta Force is just awesome. Like,
oh God, yes.
Lee Marvin and Chuck Norris fighting dudes in the desert with an Alan Silvestri score. Like,
yeah, if that doesn't sound like the best idea ever, I'm afraid I'm going to have to take your man card away.
Yeah.
And that includes all of the women who are listening to this as well.
Let's face it, you all have man cards.
Yeah, you all have man cards. It's a brave...
If you were listening to a fucking podcast about Cannon pictures.
Yeah, you've got a man card just for that.
Anyway, we should probably get into the main...
yeah, probably a good plan.
Get into the trousers of this picture, if you will. And so, yeah, we'll take a break and we'll come back with The Last American Virgin. Okay, yes, time to talk about the movie.
Yeah.
This tragic teen comedy...
Tragic comedy or something.
I don't know. Like, I didn't know anything about this movie. I didn't have the grace of the back of a VHS box to tell me what was going on. I just knew that there were virgins in America and they were trying to stop that.
Yeah.
You know.
But in a lot of ways, films like American Pie are very much like the offspring of this movie.
Oh, very much so.
Because unlike the rest of the teen comedies and stuff in this period, this was specifically about these guys trying to get laid.
Well, on top of that, the thing is, Porky's always gets the credit because Porky's came out first. But this was made at the same time as Porky's.
That is true.
As we discussed earlier on. But like it opens up and it's like it's got that awesome 80s look to it.
Yeah.
Like it just looks great. Like whatever film stock they were using, and just America in the 1980s looked fantastic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no two ways about it.
It was all the Reagan optimism that was going on,
and just bright colors, and you know. And speaking of bright colors, we open with our what's it called? Well, I didn't get the name at first. We open with our protagonist. Now his name is Gary. Yeah. But I just called him Punk Jerry Seinfeld.
Pretty much.
Because that's what he looked like. He had like the little kind of the cravat on, the punk cravat, and
if Marlon Brando on The Wild One was a nerdy, skinny Jewish teen, that's what you're basically looking at here.
And he's delivering pizzas, and his boss is like, "God damn it, get out of here and deliver pizza." Yeah, I'm an old man, and I make pizzas, and I don't like you. And I hired you because I hate you.
Yeah. And the name of the company is Pink Pizzas, which sounds like the worst name for a pizza company in the world.
I think they were trying to evoke like vaginas off the jump.
Maybe so, but when I think pizza, I don't think the color pink. You know, that's just me, and I'm a pizza aficionado, as you can tell to look at me. But
I don't know. Like anyway, the movie starts just and the guy we see Gary in school, and he's just minding his own business. And then Karen, the love interest in the movie, comes along, and Gary is revealed to be a fucking crazy-eyed mope breeder. Yeah, he's just there. Pretty much. Sorry, he's not around in school. They're in an ice cream parlor.
The way I read it, at least, he got hit by the thunderbolt from the jump. And you know yourself when he's what, like 16 in this movie, and when you meet that girl for the first time and you're just sort of like that's what happened to the guy, and I immediately thought, all right, I'm on board.
He looked like he wanted to fucking wear her though.
A little bit.
What I mean? Like he had this just this like that was the sound.
Well, in fairness, how subtle were you at that age, man?
Well, one time, to work up the courage to ask a girl out, I did listen to Kurt Angle's theme song.
From there we meet Gary's two friends.
I gotta point something out before right? Like we see Karen and a friend, and both of them are very important to this movie. Because Gary's in love with Karen. And her friend kind of digs Gary. Yeah. But he's a dick about it. Yeah. And what I'll say is, like, I was freaked out straight away because I was like, holy shit, it's the receptionist from Twin Peaks.
Yeah,
You know,
that was the first thing that popped into my head as
I
well.
believe Peggy is her real name. I can't remember her name in Twin Peaks.
I think it's Kimmy Robertson.
Maybe it's Peggy in Twin Peaks. I don't really. I just remember her as Twin Peaks receptionist. And like, right on. I mean, you know.
Yeah. All good.
Yeah, then we meet these buddies. It was Pound Shop Ray Liotta as well, because we didn't hear the names. It wasn't yo Rick, yo Dave.
Yeah, it was Dave.
Yeah, and I was there going, okay, so we got Pound Shop Ray Liotta and Baby King Kong Bundy.
Yeah, pretty much.
And who's dressed like Razor Ramon. Like he's got the yellow vest on.
Yeah, that was bizarre. And immediately you can tell where this is going. I think it was David who spots these guys.
Three girls.
Who spots three girls across the way, and he's talking about going over and trying to get the ride off them. And I think it's Rick who's gone, well, you know, they don't care. What are you talking about? Yeah. And the line that stuck out, I have it written down. I can tell she's not a virgin by the way she walks. And it's like, that's just the charming naivety of it there. Because if that was how it worked, that's how it actually worked. Jenna Jameson would walk like John Wayne. So he goes over and he brings these girls over, and they invite them to a party. It's amazing though. Yeah. Can I just point out something? Sure. They go, "Do you want to come to a party?" And the girls go, "Oh yeah. Well, no, not really." And he goes, "You gonna have drugs there?" And the guy goes, "Oh yeah, we got weed and uppers and downers." And then the girls go, "Do you have cocaine?" Oh yeah. And I was there going, "Did fucking Gino Hernandez write this fucking script?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, and David has this brilliant reaction. "Oh, we've got." And he tries to ape it with his hands, and he doesn't know, does coke come in a bottle, a bag, a box? So he just does this random shape. But it's we got loads of coke, just got coke out the fucking ass. Like. Yeah. But it's so weird, like, that these three girls just, like, if you got cocaine, like, Jesus Christ, clearly you're drug novices. Yeah. Start at the bottom and work your way to the top. Absolutely. Instead, they're going, "Oh, have you got any skag?" Like, you know... You know, that's like a 12-year-old asking if you have any crack. It's they might as well have just went, "Hey, you wouldn't have an MK Ultra hookup, would you?" Like, you know what I mean? It's fucking crazy. Yeah. But they're trying to score coke, and the boys go, "Oh yeah, we got it." Oh yeah. So they get them back to the house. Yeah. And, so Gary, Rick, and David bring Sandra D, Pinky Tuscadero, and Mama Cass back to their gaff. And they immediately pull the table away, put some tunes on. Yeah. Rick asks one of them to dance. She goes out. He immediately drops the hand on her. Oh yeah, as is his way. Feeding the horse in the back end. David, fair play to him. He goes right in as well, leaving Gary with this woman. She he starts dancing with her. It's like, "So, do you like this song?" I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. "So what do you think of the party?" I don't care. I liked her though, because she's off the jump on, "Get the fuck out of here with your bullshit." Yeah. You know? And like they pair off. Yeah. The girls go off with different guys. Like Rick is, they're establishing that Rick is one of these guys. We've all met him. Yeah. These fucking absolute cunts who are just great with getting girls for some reason, you know? Fuck those guys. And but Gary's left, and he's basically trying to paw the tail off the girl that he's stuck with. And he was taking her clothes off as she sat there eating Doritos. Yeah, looking away. This was hilarious to me. This is up there with the first episode of Breaking Bad, just for like really grim sex scenes. Yeah, you know that kind of scene where he clearly wants to go, but she's not at all interested. Like it cuts away to Rick doing his thing, David doing his thing. It cuts back. He's taken the girl's shirt off, and she still doesn't want her. You know, she's still very fucking ambiguous about whether she wants him to touch her or not. She's just kind of looking away, eating chips. But he decides he's going to cut her bra off with his scissors. Yeah, and that probably sounds more sinister than it looked in the movie. Yeah. But basically, what happens is after this, like this is where like Rick goes and he's fucking the girl up top, and she says to him, she's like, "I'm not on the pill," and he goes, "Yeah, well, neither am I." And they're going,
Oh,
Oh, you horrible bastard.
but that's what that you need to learn this about Rick.
Yeah.
That he is a fucking low motherfucker. But they have sex and it's nudity all over the place.
Yeah.
And so you're getting, if you're watching this like as a teen sex rom comedy, you're getting it straight off the bat.
Absolutely,
like.
yeah.
But was it so you get like but here's the bit that confounds me, right? Rick and the girl have sex, and then your one comes bouncing back into the living room,
Yeah.
topless. I'm thinking, I've been to a lot of parties.
Yeah.
All right, I've had sex at parties.
Yeah.
Okay, and never once has anyone of any gender went, right, well, I'm going back to the party in the nip.
Never happens.
With a big saucy knob on me.
Yeah.
Fucking just,
That was just thrown in there just so we could get the tit quota. So,
yeah. And the fairness to the two women, they were sound.
They were sound, in fairness to them.
And
what was her name? The blondie one.
Yeah.
Her shtick with David, I just don't get.
Well, she made him go into the balcony and count to 100.
Yeah.
And it's like, when you come in, I'll be undressed.
Yeah. I've never encountered that in my life.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. It was an odd one.
Yeah.
It was just I can see, because basically what happens is she disappears. Gary's parents come home and chase them all out of the house, and fucking David crawls back into bed. No, the girl who said was waiting for him, right?
Yeah.
Was a young blonde woman.
Yeah.
Very shapely.
Very shapely.
All right. And Gary's Ma's in the bed.
Yeah.
Who was an old one with different coloured hair.
Yeah.
Alright? And David hops in, and this is the bit that confounded. He just went and fucking grabbed the tail off her.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
There was a line in this where like the rest of them except David, they all fuck off out to Gary's car.
Yeah.
And it just occurs to them, where's David? And I immediately, oh shit.
Yeah.
And he goes in, he paws the tit off him. But the dad walks in.
Yeah.
He literally takes off his shoe and starts beating David with it.
For real as well.
For reals. And David runs out to the car, jumps in, and he just goes, your parents are home. That line fucking slayed me. I thought, and I just thought, okay, we've set the tone now. This is going to be like an American Pie style deal. It's going to be light and airy. It's going to be fun. And I was like, okay, I'm on board with this now.
Yeah.
It's
anyway, this is like it was just for fun. That scene. It was like, here, look, you're going to have some fun because it has no greater meaning to the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Because after this, we go to I said to you, all right, Gary is supposed to be the hero. I have no sympathy for Gary because he's a creep. Okay, like at the beginning, I was there going, "Oh, he's a mouth-breathing, crazy-eyed weirdo." Okay,
yeah. Well,
and then no,
they did feed sweet and low to these girls as cocaine.
Yeah, but like that's just like that's working with what you've got.
Yeah. Okay. Fair point.
I can only imagine if I was in that situation where like girls go, "Oh, do you have cocaine back at the house?" No, but I got a few New Japan tapes. If you want to come back and watch those,
Yeah. I do have some electrifying fucking stuff on Netflix that I haven't watched yet. If you're up for it,
I'm gonna finally get into Community.
Yeah, it's a great show.
But anyway, like they go back to school. Like you see he's on his way to school. You get a big Devo track.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of 80s music in this. But I was like, oh shit, that is a lot of Devo all of my business there. They're in school and they're doing their gimmicks.
Yeah.
And we see this nerdy character.
Oh, Victor.
Victor, yeah. Peeping through a peephole, as you do.
Yeah.
It's the only thing
once again, filling out the tit quota.
Yeah.
Nice shower scene.
Looking at some girls in the shower. He wasn't stroking it, but he would have later on.
Oh, absolutely.
And then they literally have a dick measuring contest. Some bizarre thing.
Everyone, they catch him doing this, and it's like, oh well, you can't even see his dick there anyways. It's so small, and he just goes, bigger than any of yours there, lads. And rather than just go, yeah, whatever, they decide, let's get some empirical evidence on this one.
Yeah.
So every lad in the locker room puts in $1 into this. We'll have a pool, and you win it if you've got the biggest tool.
Yeah.
That's how they said it.
And it's like,
Yeah.
it is literally a dick measuring contest.
Yeah, and
they're all getting hard.
Yeah, they're all getting hard. So they're clearly getting hard in a fucking room with a bunch of other sweaty dudes. Together. That is probably the gayest thing outside of actual gay sex I've ever heard of.
Like, I remember, like I've heard people describe stuff like that from their teens.
Yeah.
Where they're like, oh yeah, and then we all had our dicks out or something.
Yeah.
I never did that. Like, I remember
that's not an Irish thing, because we have Catholic shame.
No, but I remember, my friend, right, I was watching, like, an episode of Eurotrash.
Yeah.
On tape, because I had it on tape, you know.
Because you were a swinging teen even then, man.
Man, come on, everyone had an episode of Eurotrash on tape.
Yeah.
And I was showing him my tape of Eurotrash, right? I'm not kidding. The guy literally just stuck his hand in his trousers and started jacking it in my living room.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And I fucking Garvin stomped him out of the house.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's never happened to me. I'm about halfway through my life at this point.
Yeah.
If someone started stroking one out while I was in the room with them, I would kick their ass. It's just
it's weird.
You can't be doing that.
I just remember going, get out of my life.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, like, that's so weird. But other people do it for some reason.
Yeah, and in fairness to Victor, he was true to his word.
Oh, my biggest dick in the room.
Yeah. They measured it at 9. He claimed 9.5.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not measuring the balls as well. It's like, dude, I know what the fuck I've got.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, fair play to you, son.
Yeah, he was like, yeah.
And I sort of predicted that one ahead of time, because you don't suggest a dick measuring contest unless you're fairly confident that you're rocking the biggest one.
Hey, it's why I always go, hey, let's have tests of strength. Because, I mean,
yeah.
Come on, brother.
Exactly.
But,
and it's why I always suggest contests of... I got nothing. Fuck.
Anyway, the next scene, we see David... not David, Gary, our protagonist. He finds out where... what you call it?
Karen lives.
Karen lives. I kept on writing Kelly because I was getting breaking back in my head. But Karen finds out where she lives, and he goes and lets the fucking air out of her tires.
Yeah.
So he can conveniently drive up
Yeah.
and fucking go, hey, can I give you a lift into school? I'm like, you fucking creep. Like, what a creep.
Yeah. But it wasn't just that. What he did was he parked the car a bit up the street. You know, sort of tiptoed up to her little scooter thing, let the air out, and then just creeped back and watched.
Yeah, waited
and watched like a fucking stakeout.
Like Ted fucking Bundy would.
Yeah. This was creepy as hell.
The only thing, it was shot in the daytime and it was scored with fucking Oreo Speedwagon's Keep On Loving You.
Yeah.
Alright? And that was kind of keeping the tempo up.
Yeah, that's the only thing that made it...
Whereas if that had been shot at night, and like, I don't know, like...
You know, Tom Waits or something.
Oh my god, like, this guy, he's letting the air over tires. He's sabotaging the transport.
Okay, if anyone's watching along with this, what we want you to do, we want you to go back to that scene, put it on mute and play Tom Waits' God's Away on Business over it. It's one of the creepiest fucking things you will ever do. It's
after this, they go to school and whatever else, and he's basically trying to mac on her, and she's having none of it, you know.
Although, in fairness, as weird as the build-up was, he was pretty straightforward about it. You know?
He asked her out.
Yeah.
And then she was like, nah, dog.
Yeah.
Not like, nah, dog, but like, you know, she's like, not today.
Yeah.
You know, she's like Arya Stark.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway,
you know, she said she was busy, I'm doing something else, and he's, you know, and he just pulls her back and goes, do you have a boyfriend? And she's like, no, and then just walks off, and he's like, okay, I have sort of a chance here.
Yeah, yeah.
Until later on,
he's like Christmas.
Yeah, when he gets to a house party he's going to later on in the night. Yeah. And she's already there.
Oh, and she's tongue deep with Rick.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that she said no when she was obviously doing something should have been fucking clue number one that she's just not into you, dog. No, it's just not going to happen.
I'll say this, right? Like, she's into cundy bollocks, that's what I wrote down, right? But, like, Peggy's into Gary. I was looking at Peggy and I was like, she's a fucking cute girl, you know? What's your problem?
In that scene?
Yeah, well,
she looked like a blonde Brillo pad in that fucking scene.
I know, but she's cute in general.
Okay, in general,
like,
yeah. But
look, we've all... and this is going to sound terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, we've all met those girls who you just looked at and you're like, you know what? If you were wearing a fucking Dio t-shirt, you'd be hot.
Yeah.
And that's who Peggy is.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
You know?
Okay, fair enough.
And but this is the first time in the movie that something that I very much identified as a teenager happened. Alright, because Gary, he's all lovesick and he's like stalking Karen around the place, but he's just sculling a bottle of Jack Daniels. And I was watching it, I was like, I've been there.
Yeah,
you know?
and if anything, his choice of drink made him look cool in that instance.
In fact, I'd say there was probably a time where I was double fisting bottles of Jack Daniels.
We've all had that phase. About 3 or 4 years ago, I went through a phase where it was like, I think about 3 weeks where it was just all the fucking time.
Yeah,
I had to stop for the sake of me fucking liver and me sanity. But anyways.
It's weird. It's like, he's hitting on her in the bathroom. And he's basically there going, hey, Karen, how about, like, we get together, baby?
Yeah.
You know? I'm just telling it like it is.
Despite the fact that, like, 2 minutes ago, she had your best friend in a smother tackle.
Yeah.
It's like, come on now.
They were fucking...
Yeah.
Tearing the fucking faces off on them.
Yeah, and
like, he's there going, how about it? And she's like, no, she's not being an arsehole about it.
Yeah.
She's there going, no, I'm into Rick.
Yeah.
You know? And, yeah, so he gets all fucked up drunk, I actually, like, in the film it happens pretty fast, but I have had that happen to me, where you drink, like, nearly a litre of whiskey, and you're like, I'm fine. And then it goes, and you're like,
I'm not fine.
Oh, no, I'm not fine.
Not even
in
close.
In fact, I have just took the first step on a long, hard road.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not going to feel all right for a long fucking time right now.
In fact, talking about it, I identify with it very much after what I did last night. But,
such a story.
It's, what you call it, he goes home, and Gary does to send him home. And so no Karen for him that night.
Yeah, but not before he chucks his mate David into the pool.
Yeah, he does.
But there was a scene.
It's an 80s movie, man.
Oh, it had to be done.
Like, I bet, that like there was a fucking deleted scene from like Blue Velvet where someone gets knocked into a pool.
Oh, no doubt.
You know?
There's probably one in Top Gun as well.
You know?
But there was
where are all these pools coming from?
I don't know. But there was a bit in this where he was mouldy enough that he'd completely lost the run of himself.
Yeah.
And Rick was there with Karen, and he wasn't. Other people were talking to him. It's like, hey, you need to go home, get some sleep, and he wasn't looking or even acknowledging them. He was just sort of hand out to Karen, going, "Love me."
Yeah. Oh God.
Not quite saying it, but the look on his face was just like, "I love you, please suck it."
I love you, Rebecca.
Yeah.
If you remember that awesome Newgrounds tune.
Yeah.
But he was like,
it was sad.
He looked like he was in a Scorpions music video.
Pretty much.
You know, he had the hand out.
Only not looking nearly as cool as anyone in the Scorpions music video.
Especially Rudolph Schenker, man.
Oh, God, no.
With the old, the Sid Vicious perm mullet and the mustache, like, come on.
Fuck yeah.
But, anyway, after this, he loses, but he goes back home and he causes a fucking scene, which was pretty funny.
Yeah, this was another one of my favorite bits of the movie. His parents had a bunch of people over, Mrs. Goldenblatt and Rosenstein and people like that, and very Jewish is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. And as soon as he comes in, his mom calls him. It's like, David.
I'm surprised Bill Goldberg wasn't
probably
in his tights, just doing
David, would you come in here? You haven't seen these people in years, and he just arrives in with one shirt tail out, and looking very worse for wear. And he starts macking on one of his mother's friends
for the tear,
just for the fuck of it, and they give him They give him a bunch of a tray of glasses to carry back, and you know exactly where this is going. As soon as you hand the inebriate a fucking tray of glasses, you know exactly what's going to happen.
I mean, that's just, but it's realistic.
Yeah.
You know, like shit happens to you when you're fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You break stuff. People start breakdancing on you.
Yeah.
It's like you never know. I've had that happen, but
last night. But anyways,
but
there was a certain sort of Ricky Gervais style, you know, comedy of absolute fucking mortification about that scene, which was really awesome.
But it was fun, and like he goes to bed and whatever else, wakes up. But next we get another scene of amorous content where he's delivering a pizza to Cougar's house, I guess. And what was Gary delivers a pizza to her, and she's she sounded like Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, "Hey, vato, you want to come in here and get some Latino heat?"
Yeah.
You know? But
what fucking accent was this woman trying to do?
I don't know, man.
Like, she's clearly not Latino.
No, she's
or
just...
Latina or whatever.
Yeah,
but she's clearly not.
Yeah.
And you're looking at it going, what are you... is this like a role play thing you do?
I was
thinking maybe it's that.
Well, it comes into it a little bit later.
Maybe she's just a lonely woman who likes to play, you know, role play fuck random service industry people.
Well,
it could be that.
Well, the thing is, though, Gary fucking chickens out. Like, she's there going, lobbing into me, boss, none of your fancy tricks, like.
Yeah.
And,
slide her in.
You know, fucking Gary chickens out. And then decides he's going to run a train on her.
Yeah.
He goes back and gets these two boats.
Okay, well, this is another what the fuck moment in this film. It's like, okay, I don't have the courage to ride you myself.
Yeah.
But I will run a fucking train on you.
Yeah.
I will bring David. I'll bring David and Rick back, and they can both lob one into you.
Yeah.
And then we can all have a good time.
We'll do a behind the green door style scenario.
And the thing was, as soon as they arrive at the door, she is absolutely 100% on for this.
Oh yeah.
Like,
but I have a description of her here that ties into what you were saying earlier on.
Yeah.
She sits them down and she starts stripping for them.
Yeah.
But she strips like a woman who's always wanted to, but never actually practiced it.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know, when we've all had like the drunk girlfriend who you come home after a Saturday night, and instead of just getting down to it, she's like, I'm gonna strip for you.
Yeah.
And you're there going, sweetheart, I've seen it all before.
Yeah.
You know? And, but you have your fun.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm probably going to be asleep at the end of this.
Go right ahead.
But, and that's what she was just like, she was going for it.
She had the whole thing of like, you know, the drunken spinster on a hen night kind of deal going on. But it was that kind of dance where she was mouldy drunk. And, well, I don't know if she was mouldy drunk, but she certainly moved like she was.
Well, I was thinking, actually, the equivalent for a man, right, would be if we were to bring a woman back, right, and to go put, like, Ric Flair's entrance music on straight into the room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Start elbow
just
dropping
doing
your
a
shirt.
really horrible fucking strut, and then just rubbing against her. You know, that would be the male equivalent.
Yeah, but instead of like you'd end up looking, instead of being Flair, you'd end up looking like a mix of like Jeff Farmer and Zandig.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
and they, you know, all the boys are in. Of course, Rick goes in first.
Rick goes in,
yeah.
Because I'll say one thing about Rick, right? Like, he's a scumbag and all, but the thing is, he at least he's one of these people who. If he sees something, he'll make a try for it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not like
it's the assertiveness that gets him over with women.
Yeah, and he's not rapey or anything.
Yeah,
like, but like he's just like, you know, he'll go for it.
Yeah, and
like a lot of people, you know, won't do that, and you kind of even though like Rick's a bad dude at the end of all things, like he's like, you kind of have to respect his gumption.
Yeah.
He's there going, she's into me, I'm into her.
I respect his drive.
Yeah, he's like, she's into me, I'm into her, I'm going to make this fucking happen.
Absolutely.
But he gets in there, and the two boys watch him and her fuck through a keyhole.
Which, once again, that's not something I would ever do.
No.
You know, even as a horny teen, if I found out that, like, you know, like, say, my mate Brian was riding a Bure in one of the rooms, I wouldn't peek through the keyhole at it.
No. You want to see his balls?
No, you don't want to see your friend's shaft. You know, even a hint of helmet is too much.
But anyway, the one of the weird, like, fucking hell moments comes
Yeah.
up next to him when David goes in and gets his turn, takes his top off, and reveals the biggest pair of tits in the picture.
Yeah, true.
But, then he has sex with this woman. While fucking Casey and the Sunshine Band's That's the Way I Like It plays it.
Yeah.
My God, watching this kid's fucking flabby frame flop up and down on this woman was one of the most fucking affronting things I've ever seen. It was amazing in its own way.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that video of the seal raping a penguin?
No, Jesus.
It's kind of like that.
But it was like his body
Yeah.
was almost like a ragdoll physics game. Like bits of it just were acting independently, according to gravity and the rules set down. Like, you know.
And another thing I want to mention in this, because these guys are teenagers, you can tell this scene happened in real time.
Yeah.
Like Rick arrived in. You know, he was doing his thing. About 2.5 minutes later, he arrives out going, fair play.
Yeah,
oh no,
Iron Man.
And then David goes in, does the same thing, and that's when we go into full on British sex farce.
Yeah, because her husband arrives home.
Yeah, her husband, who's a sailor named Paco.
Yeah.
I'm not making this up, I swear to God.
Yeah, and he comes in and he chases them out, and yet again, David is being chased.
Yeah, he gets beaten with a fucking shoe.
Yeah, again. Like, watching that guy kick that kid's rather ample posture into a car was hilarious.
Yeah.
You know,
I think he got nominated for all the beating because he had the most surface area.
Yeah.
You know, and...
Oh, yeah, you just want to slap him, don't you?
Yeah, just to watch the ripples.
Oh, my God. I just want to slap the side of him.
Yeah, this kid was like, horribly, fucking morbidly obese.
And he was sweaty.
And he,
see the glaze on him.
Yeah, there was a honey glaze on him the whole fucking movie.
He looked like a
much.
90s toy.
Yeah, pretty much.
But anyway, they go away. But then we come back and we like Gary again is a weird guy. Instead of going right, I'm gonna just fucking like my attitude. If I am into a girl the way he's into Karen, right, I go, you know what? I'm just gonna lay it on, see how it goes. Right, I'll ask her. If she says no, I'll move on with my life.
Yeah, that's the sane way to go about it.
Yeah. He asked her, she says no, and he goes, alright, well, I guess I'll hang around Rick while he's fucking her.
And stare at her the whole time, like a creep.
Yeah. And then they go out and they steal Victor's car.
Yeah!
You know, because Gary's car isn't, he's lost it. But they steal Victor's car to bring the girls to the point.
Yeah.
I would fucking love if Galway had a point. You know what I mean?
Man. That's neither here nor there.
This is far out, man.
Yeah, but you know, it's for a very specific type of party.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that Dog and Spot?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I meant in the classic American
make-out
point
gotcha,
thing. Like,
gotcha.
You know, never had that. You know, I remember...
Yeah,
like,
Doggin's about as close as you get in this country to that.
Like, I remember, I'm from Enniscorthy. Like, I used to just bring girls up to my house.
Yeah.
I was like, let's just look at... My ma's cool. We'll just go up to my room.
Let's do this thing.
It's all good.
Yeah.
You know, I put on a bit of... I don't know, Black Sabbath, fucking, you know,
something with a nice slow rhythm. You know, give me time to last here.
But yeah, it was weird. They steal like here's where I lose sympathy again though.
Yeah.
Okay, like they steal Victor's car and then fucking drive it into the sea by accident.
Yeah, I was kind of on board with Gary. I pegged Rick as a prick from the jump, but I still had a little bit of sympathy for Gary up to this point, until this happened, because they arrive at the point, you know, Rick and Karen start getting it on.
Yeah. Rose, Peggy, whatever it was, she hops straight on Gary.
Yeah.
I was like, you lucky bastard.
And Gary decides, yeah, I'll go with this.
Yeah.
And however he did it, he managed to release the emergency brake on the car, and it rolled down the fucking hill. And this looked like a really nice car. Looked like a 70s era convertible. It looked fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And it just rolled straight into the ocean. And rather than go, oh shit, we'd better push this back before it rusts up to shit.
They have a dance.
They have a dance.
Shower of cunts.
Yeah. Now this probably sound, you know, if
the
this...
people, no, I'm saying, right? the kids in Romper Stomper had more fucking empathy.
Yeah.
Alright, like, fucking,
Wow, that's a statement and a half.
you know what I mean?
No, I'm assuming that this is the kind of story that had it actually happened to you, it'd be the kind of thing that, like, in 10 or 15 years, you could tell back over a pint and have a nice, warm, hearty laugh about.
Yeah.
But at the time, me as an outsider watching this, thinking, you are a pack of bastards. Push that thing back and don't be a cunt all your life.
Oh no, I tell you, if I was Victor,
Yeah.
they come back to Victor who's sitting there,
Yeah.
and he's going assholes. You know?
Yeah.
And then, here's what I would have done. Right? I would have got a fucking lump hammer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have just...
And I'd have fucking worn the two boys out with it.
No, just beat them to death with my anaconda-like penis.
Oh
But-
yeah, like you fuck them up. You go, all right, get that car out of the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
And fucking pay to have it fixed.
Yeah.
Or buy me a new car.
Yeah.
Those are your two options.
Yeah.
Either that, or I'm going to start taking ears.
Yeah.
And you've only got two. That's
True.
you know.
I will take a knuckle for every day you don't do this.
It's fucking like it's madness. Like
Yeah.
that was actual. Like I was like, I hate. It's like, as I said, it's like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Everybody reveals themselves to be an arsehole eventually. You
Yeah.
know?
Victor is probably the most...
Victor is the Ned Stark in this
Yeah,
film.
he's probably the most likable person in this whole thing. I mean, granted, he's a bit of a peeping Tom, but at the same time, when you're that age, you kind of are just by default.
Yeah.
And you know, David doesn't really come across as too much of an asshole.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's okay. But in terms of like sympathetic characters, there aren't. You know, they're thin on the ground in this movie.
Well, that wasn't enough for them.
Mm.
So they, you know, like Gary again in a weird roundabout way. Like that date ends, and then another one begins.
Yeah.
You know, because like Jesus Christ, American high schoolers, like all they do is go on dates and wreck cars. Like
These fuckers party like fucking.
they party harder than I do.
Yeah.
In my adult years,
They party harder than fucking Led Zeppelin did in their adult years.
It's like more dates.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
More dates, more party. Where are they getting the fucking money for this?
Oh god, look.
This guy works part-time as a fucking delivery driver.
Yeah.
I know people who work similar jobs. They're not flush.
No, the other two don't have jobs.
Yeah.
And their parents aren't fucking mega rich either.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, maybe
Who
drug dealing?
Quite possibly. Maybe they're like Kelly and fucking Breaking. They're selling ketamine on the side. But it's... I don't get this at all. Maybe it's just for the sake of brevity. Like in reality, this would happen over the course of like a few months.
Yeah.
But they had to condense it down or whatever.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like so fucking sudden. It was like party. How do you not have liver failure?
Yeah. And I don't know. It was like fucking. It's like a Bret Easton Ellis novel or something.
I was expecting David to do a fucking John Belushi halfway through this thing.
Just die.
Yeah, like his heart to explode.
But then it's Gary in a weird roundabout way to try and stop Rick from popping Karen's cherry, as they say it, right? He goes, yeah, well, we're going to go fuck this hooker.
Yeah.
And they go to Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
That's where, like, they're in the video game Streets of Rage.
Yeah.
And this hooker is there, and she's just there going, fucking, just, hey, I'll let you throw it into me for a $5.
Yeah.
You know?
I've heard sexier dialogue from fucking from Jamie Dundee or Warty Nora or Frank from Blue Velvet.
She looks like a worn belt.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe her.
She was rough. Dog rough. So she brings them back to this crack den she lives in.
Think of the inside of a magical skip. Like the TARDIS in Doctor Who. She's a big skip you go into, and it's massive inside, it's full of shit.
She brings them back to the set of Steptoe and Son.
Yeah.
And Sanford and Son for you Americans.
Yeah,
but it just is this grimy, fucking grotty shithole of the place.
I'm expecting the Toxic Avenger to just come out and fucking do shit.
Yeah.
You know?
It literally is the kind of place that Trauma would shoot an entire movie.
It was
amazing. Grim. No, this is, this is the second grimmest scene in this fucking movie.
Gary gets down.
Yeah.
Alright. On the filth-ridden mattress,
Yeah.
much like Escapades' heroin
Yeah,
mattress
he was
in Erotica.
Yeah, he walked in sort of like, hey, busy night, is it?
Yeah.
Like he's talking to a fucking taxi driver.
Yeah.
It's like, busy night, is
And
it?
she's there going, why don't you fucking get in there before we go lose us all track?
Yeah. This thing will fucking heal over. Fucking lava's into me, boss. Lava's into me.
Before he was over.
And apparently Gary's a one-pump hero.
Oh, he's a one-punch jump, yeah.
Yeah.
He gets in there and he jobs out straight away.
Yeah.
and he fucking...
And it's probably the most emasculating thing ever when he's walking back all shame-ridden.
She's cutting a promo.
She's roaring abuse at this man.
Oh, man. She's cutting a promo on him.
Yeah.
You got a lot to learn, Jack. You
Yeah.
know? And he fucking vomits there.
Yeah.
It's so dark.
It's so grim. And here's the thing. It doesn't show it in the film,
Yeah.
but it cuts to the next day
Yeah.
when Gary's like rubbing the fucking scrot off himself.
Yeah, because the three boys.
Yeah,
they're
and the
angry.
three boys are doing that implies that after this, when they arrived into this grim scene and Gary walked back all crestfallen and her cutting a Jamie Dundee promo on him,
Yeah.
that the two boys just, and he vomits.
Well,
Well,
I'm still hard.
yeah.
And they paid me money, you know?
I mean, surely at that point, you're out the fucking
It
door.
was like when I went to see Expendables 2.
Yeah.
And halfway through it, this film was shit, but I did pay for it, so I'm staying.
Yeah. Okay.
You know?
I don't know if Expendables 2 was that grim.
But, that's just...
Yeah.
That was... Yeah.
That was rough.
They've got the crabs, and there's a really funny scene, actually,
Yeah.
where they go to a pharmacist.
Yeah.
And, like, they're, like, trying to roundabout way say they've got crabs, like, you know?
Yeah.
And it is like I'd be ruining it if I tried to do the dialogue to it, but it was really funny. And
they're hinting at it, and he's getting it wrong. He's getting it a little less wrong each time, and then when the penny drops, he just bursts his whole laughing at them.
But
and
yeah, it's like they after this, like once Rick's got his crabs cleared up.
Yeah.
He decides that he's going to fucking take Karen to Chinatown.
Yeah, after he's thrown it into Juanita Chiquita.
Yeah.
And fucking...
That hooker.
Yeah, and this dirty fucking scum-ridden prostitute.
Even baby.
Yeah. And he's going to throw it into this girl who's absolutely crazy about him. He is that much of a prick.
Yeah. He does. He lobs his dick, his jizz, and his crabs into this poor girl.
Yeah.
And in a disused football field.
Yeah.
Every girl's dream.
Who,
you know...
I haven't met a girl who doesn't dream of that. I
Yeah.
mean, that was the original draft of 50 Shades, but apparently it was 2 on the money.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. When Rick and Karen are doing this, Gary goes to the fucking malt shop or whatever it was from the start of the movie.
He's stalking him while they're there. He's nearly...
And he runs into Victor and David. It's like, oh, where's Karen? Oh, Rick took her off somewhere, probably to the football field or something like that. Yeah. And Victor just saying, yeah, he's gonna lob it into her. What do you reckon about that? And Gary just walks away. And David looks at Victor like, you're such a gobshite. And he slaps him on. And if I was Victor, it's like, he fucked my car up.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
I'm going to put his head through a pinball table.
Yes, and beat him to death.
Well, Gary goes and stalks him in the field.
Yeah, I'd have gone out for justice on this fucker.
Yeah. I'm going to take you to the bank center, right?
Yeah.
The blood bank. But they go... The dude, like, Rick and her fuck in a weird scene that I felt like a creep watching. Like, these two, like, fuckers having sex in the football stadium, disused scoreboard. You know, I mean, can you imagine bringing a girl and fucking her behind the scoreboard of a gap hitch? Like,
Oh, that...
You know what I mean?
Well, at least that was indoors.
Yeah,
You know,
was...
your average gas scoreboard would just have, like, a bunch of slates behind it.
It's just... it was weird. I didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah, me...
Still had a wank, like...
Still,
but,
yeah.
You know,
it was... It just wasn't as forceful or enthusiastic as it normally would be.
I'll be honest with you, it was just dribbling out.
Yeah, it was... to be honest, this was like the early morning maintenance one.
Yeah, you're just like, you know what, I can either wait here for it to go away, or I can just take care of business.
Absolutely.
But well, here's what happened. He fucks her, and Gary's stalking him, whatever. And I think we'll jump forward to the result of what happens here, right?
Yeah.
He gets her fucking pregnant.
Yeah.
Right, and dumps her.
Yes.
Now, you see, I've been talking about how Rick's a piece of shit for the last while.
And had Gary's parents not walked in the scene at the start, that probably wouldn't be the first time he'd done it either.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, he says something to the effect of, where, like, Karen's having a cry in the hallway, and, fucking...
And Gary goes out.
Gary's there going, oh, what's wrong with you? You know, you have no whinge, you know?
Yeah.
But
that time of the month, is it?
She's there going, oh, no, not anymore. I'm up the sticks, or... And, that's exactly the way she said it, with an Irish accent and all.
In fact, once again, if you're watching along, just mute the bit and just have Mr. Capcom supply the dialogue.
I'm up the stick boss.
I'm up the stick boss.
But,
we need to remake this movie.
Yeah.
No.
But she's
Go on.
Anyway, Gary goes back in and he cuts a promo on Rick. He's like, motherfucker, she's pregnant.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? And Rick turns and goes, yeah, well, she ain't the first, she ain't the last. I was like,
you scummy.
this is like Kids.
Yeah.
Remember that fucking movie from the 90s?
Oh, that movie I absolutely hate. Yeah, that movie.
I hate that movie.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's exploitation trash is what it is. Like, but like, yeah, it was like that. I was like, oh, you know. And anyway, Gary, being a creep, decides, oh, she's pregnant. Never a better time for the G-Man.
Yeah.
And this is going to be his in.
Yeah.
So,
which again is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about it.
I'll say this, right? He's such a fucking creep. I'm surprised he didn't pull out a bag of ice cubes with a coat hanger to sort her out there and then. Just always like, I got you.
Here, bite down on this. It'll be over in a minute.
He's going, yeah. But he dumps Kelly. She's pregnant. Blah blah blah.
Karen.
Yeah. Karen. Sorry, I'm thinking of breaking.
Yeah.
You know, but he dumps Karen, and so Gary decides he's going to look after her. He moves her into his granny's house.
Yeah.
And he's there going, "Don't worry, I'm going to get you an abortion."
And this is where the movie, okay,
it gets dark from here.
Yeah. Now, granted, it had started off all sort of like, you know, super light and airy American Pie.
Yeah.
And then it sort of from there. It sort of verges into Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and then it's full on kids.
Yeah.
For the rest of the movie, we've taken a full on 180 at this point, and we're watching an entirely different movie. The tone of this film is absolutely fucked up.
It's so weird.
You know, it's like a playlist that starts off with the Bee Gees and ends up with Cradle of Filth.
Yeah,
it's
sounds like a playlist I'd make.
There's a progression to it and everything, but at the same time, it's like, how did you start from here and end up there? It's like,
it's so weird though. The nurse at the sense, just giving her shit.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you couldn't think about fucking maybe clamping the knees together for 10 seconds or
dirty prosy.
And your ones are going, I'm pregnant and I need a fucking abortion. Why are you not giving me shit? I mean, I thought the fucking cunts who hang outside of abortion clinics women. No, you get inside apparently, and it's just
as fucking bad.
And old fucking matron is there going, oh, look at this fucking whore.
Like,
you know.
When this film came out, a lot of the critics accused it of like borderline misogyny.
Yeah,
and it's like
borderline misogyny.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm not too sure about that, but this fucking scene, most definitely.
Yeah, it's also fucking graphic. Like, you see Karen getting ready for the scene.
Yeah.
And just this shot of her.
And U2 playing in the background.
Oh, yeah. U2 soundtrack to the abortion. And but you just see her taking her fucking pants off, and like, you see her vagina. Yeah. And the camera pans up on her naked body to her crying face.
Yeah.
As she's getting ready to get an abortion, like.
Now, I can kind of let this one slide.
It was sexually exploitative.
Yeah.
And creepy.
I don't know about that. I think what they were trying to go for, at least, whether they achieved it or not, they were trying to go for, like, grim reality in that scene.
Yeah, it just came across as kind of creepy.
Okay, I can understand
the
how you
U2,
think
if the U2 soundtrack as well, it's like that scene earlier on we discussed where, like, if Keep On Loving You by REO Speedwagon hadn't been on, it would have been different.
Yeah.
Maybe if they had scored this instead of, like, fucking old
yeah.
You know, fucking U2.
Run away, run away,
you know?
run away, run away.
But
I already have enough negative connotations to Bono's general existence. I don't want to add abortion to it.
Yeah,
it's
she gets the abortion anyway.
Yeah.
She's down off the stick. And this is one of the best scenes in the movie, if you ask me. When Gary begs, borrows, and steals papers abortion before.
Yeah.
Sells his stereo, sells probably himself.
He scabs about £100 off his boss, just to pay for this fucking thing.
And Gary has sacrificed a lot.
Yeah,
to be fair. Okay.
To be fair to the man, he has.
And he pays for her abortion.
Yeah.
And he even is nice enough to bring her the 2 gifts that a woman needs after she gets an abortion.
Yeah.
A Christmas tree and a bag of oranges.
What in sweet fuck is this about?
I have no idea.
Okay, a bag of oranges I can sort of understand, because you know, people bring fruit to people who are in hospital.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense. But why a fucking Christmas tree?
I know.
It's like,
and it wasn't decorated. It was just a Christmas tree fresh out the bag, like.
The first Noel.
Oh God!
What?
That was like one of those. Right.
Maybe he was just on the way over there, and he passed by like a Toys R Us or something like that, and just went, you know what, to cheer her up. She won't be expecting this, so it'll just take her off guard, and she'll have to laugh. And it'll take her mind off. It'll take her mind off the thing that just got scooped out to her.
Yeah.
And
or it was a scenario where, as we discussed before off air, it could have been that he went to a garage, but it was in the 80s.
Yeah.
So all they had was, like, you know, the last 2 things they had: a bag of oranges and a Christmas tree. Like, well, look, I'll be honest with you. At this point, I've spent enough fucking money on her.
Yeah.
So whatever the cheapest 2 things you had.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm surprised he didn't come back with a key ring.
Yeah. Or a fucking, instead of a Christmas tree, one of those Christmas tree air fresheners.
Yeah. Or
fucking wave that in front of your
or just like a little thing. Like a little thing you'd buy from like a €2 shop, where you push a button and someone whacks an unborn child with a mallet.
Yeah.
And it was
it was amazing. A bag of oranges and a Christmas tree.
Why?
I don't care though. Next person I have to visit in hospital, they're getting a bag of oranges and a Christmas tree. But
if I, you know, touch wood, it doesn't happen. But if I end up in hospital, if you don't do that, I will smack you. Here's
the thing though, right? That was almost like a go-to, an all-in-one Christmas kit for our parents' generation. Because how many times was your ma or something?
Yeah.
Well, when I was young, we had an orange, an apple, and a toy drum, and we were happy.
Yeah.
And they're going, yeah, well, I'm sorry you didn't get Transformers, but I did.
Yeah.
You know?
Fuck you.
And anyway, like, after this scene, Gary brings her back to the house and watches her sleep like a creep.
Yeah, and he lifts up her shirt.
Takes a look at the under tit.
Yeah, and then halfway through, it's like, I don't want to go full on creep.
Yeah, I'm not going to rape her in her sleep. Her drug-induced post-abortion sleep.
Yeah,
you know,
because this isn't grim enough.
Yeah, but something happens next, okay? Yeah. And I had a lot of sympathy for Karen at this point, because look, we've all had to spurn someone's affections.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's not nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? you're gonna have to break someone's heart at some point in your life.
Yes,
okay?
we've all been there. Whether you're a man, woman, young, old, it's happened.
Yeah, you're like, sorry, bro, not interested, or a girl, whatever.
Yeah, whatever,
whatever floats your boat,
bro,
like.
cis, whatever.
Yeah. You're like, nah, bro, this ain't gonna happen.
Yeah,
but you're like, okay, that's one thing, okay, but so I kind of empathized with her in that respect. But she was respectful enough. She didn't like shit on Gary beforehand.
Yeah.
She just kind of gently nudged him into the arms of her waiting friend.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, she's there going, Gary, why did you do this?
Yeah.
Why'd you spend all your money getting me a fucking abortion? You know.
Yeah.
And he goes like, Gary's kind of, he's shirtless for some reason. This thing, but he turns around and he fucking doubles down.
Yeah.
He goes, Karen, I'll be honest with you, I love you.
Yeah. From the very moment I saw you first.
And I tell you this, that's a strong thing to say when, let's face it, throughout the entire movie, we've seen all their interactions.
Yeah.
They've talked for maximum 20 minutes.
Yeah. And none of them were any sort of in-depth conversation. This is a completely surface level affection he has.
He's like, I love you. He doubles down and it works.
Yeah.
She gives him the shift.
Well, she gives him the shift. And then she just immediately moves to hug.
Turns it to a hug.
Yeah, because this is not, this is not meant to. I think this is more sort of a conciliatory shift than anything. Yeah. I mean, this is sort of.
It's probably what Chewbacca got off Princess Leia.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know, she just like, you two guys get medals.
Yeah.
Chewbacca, I'll give you a nice polite little shift, and then I'll give you a hug. And
absolutely.
You know, and he goes, but he's like, I fucking think human women are fucking disgusting. Stop kissing me. But,
we don't know what was going on in Chewie's mind. He was a deep character.
But
they're and Gary, of course, him being head over heels for this girl. He reads way too much into this.
Oh, he's like, well, she's my girlfriend.
Yeah,
he's like Chris Chan.
Yeah, this is this is kind of sad actually.
Yeah,
and
I've seen it happen as well.
Yeah,
where guys go, "Oh my God, we kissed. We're together."
No, you're not.
You gotta seal the deal, brother. You gotta go.
Yeah.
And he decides he's like, and she's there going, "I'm having a birthday party," and he's there going, "Oh, cool, I'm coming." Right? She's like, "Oh, you know it." And
he goes to this jeweler's. Yeah. And he gets her, like, what is it?
A golden heart locket.
Yeah, a locket or something like that. And, he wants inscribed, to Karen with love.
Yeah, Gary. But the minute he said it, like, it's for my girlfriend, I went, she ain't your girlfriend,
She ain't your girlfriend, dude. This is going to end horribly.
He spent, like, 250 notes on her fucking abortion.
Yeah.
$80 on this thing. Yeah. That's $300 American in 80s money he spent on this fucking girl. The dude's, like, there's a shocking ending to the story, but it's
well, there is a bit I need to address just before we get to this. When she's getting this abortion, like David and Rick and a bunch of other people, they're all off having a skiing holiday. Yeah. And while this is going on, while the would-be mother of his child is getting it scooped out. Yeah. Rick is off with some other girl, and you see the two of them just like hanging out and kissing and stuff like that, and you just think you're a prick.
Oh, he's an absolute piece of trizash.
Absolutely. And when we get to this party, it's a very short scene. I don't think there's any dialogue to this.
Well, there is at the beginning.
Oh yeah,
well,
he's asking David and Victor where Karen is.
Yeah, Gary turns up with a big smiley head on him.
Yeah,
thinking, "Oh, my hot girlfriend's in here, and I'm going to fucking give her a thing, and we're going to be all good."
Yeah,
and he goes into the back of the house and he opens the kitchen door, and Karen's in there. And her and Rick are shifting the face off one another.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Karen.
Fuck you.
Alright, and like I had so much sympathy for her at a certain point. Now, obviously, as we discussed this movie, I did call her a piece of shit probably earlier on because I had this knowledge of the ending.
Yeah.
Okay? But I had a sympathy for her. Being a young woman, being seduced by a dude like Rick.
Yeah.
And ending up pregnant, that's a harsh scene.
Yeah.
Okay?
And you can't help but feel sorry for someone like that.
Okay? As George Bush once said, fool me once, shame on... Fool me twice. You can't fool someone twice is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay? And she fucking fooled her fucking rat ass into Rick's arms for a second. Like, Gary walks in.
Yeah.
This song hits, and the lyrics are, "I tried my best wasn't good enough."
Yeah.
And Gary's just there staring at the two of these. And they turn to Gary and give him this look as if to say, "Problem?"
Yeah.
You know? It's like...
And, now, here's the bit.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
You know what was just missing?
Yeah.
Alright? Fucking Karen shifting a dude, right?
Yeah.
With a hood on.
Yeah.
Alright? And Gary's like, "Who's the guy in the hood?" And like, he takes it off, and it's Vince McMahon. He's like, "It was me, Austin.
It was me, Gary.
You know, it was me all along." You know?
And, see, here's the bit that I've been trying to figure this out, and I've dedicated more thought to this than I really should have.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if she doesn't want to be with Gary, that's fine. I mean, like we said, we've all been there.
Yep.
You know, if you're not into someone, you're just not into them. Nothing you can do about it. Yeah. But why the fuck is she going back to Rick? Isn't this the guy who dropped her like a bad habit as soon as she was up the stick? Like,
Yeah.
What in the sweet holy fuck?
On top of that, though, like, the way she looks at Gary at the end, it's just like, yeah, well, I like him. You know what I mean? I literally, like, here's what happens.
And she became, like, one of the most hated people in the history of film for me in that moment.
I hated the two of them.
Yeah.
Like, literally what happens is, Gary just looks at the two of them, and is like, he doesn't even say anything, just gets in his car, and starts crying, and the credits come up.
Yeah!
Like, that's it. Like, the end of the film is, Gary's heart is shattered.
Yeah.
Now, I'll say this, right, as it is to you off air, right? I'm in that scenario, okay? Rick turns around.
Yeah.
I don't think I start crying.
Yeah.
I think you're well within your rights, okay, at that moment in time, to beat the living fuck out of
him.
Yeah,
you put a pool ball in a sock and you just go to town.
Like, I'm thinking Drive.
Yeah.
You know, like, he walks out, comes back with a hammer, puts a bullet in his teeth, and is like, "Well, fuck, I'm gonna do this." Like, you know? Like, it's so harsh.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, as I was watching it, I was like, this is one of the saddest, most depressing endings. Like, again, it's like a Bret Easton Ellis novel or
yes,
something.
It absolutely
is. There's no redeemable characters.
Yeah.
And the ending is upsetting. Like, it's... And look, I will praise the film for that.
Yeah.
Like, there's plenty of... Like, if that film had have ended with Gary kissing Karen and, like, you know, Keep On Loving You playing in the background, like, it wouldn't have been as memorable. But, like, they made a brave choice there, and it's kind of... Like, the thing is, I've seen stuff like that kind of happen in real life, and that's why it kind of want to hit home. Yeah. You know, I'm grateful it's never happened to me.
Yeah,
like,
don't get me wrong. As much as we are kind of shitting on it in terms of logic here, it is a fantastic ending.
Oh, it's great. Like, it's so...
It really hits home, and you know, as creepy as some of the shit Gary did, you absolutely feel for him in this scene. He is...
But I'm not kidding. As I said to you, my thing is, I grab Rick and I beat him half to death.
Yeah.
And I mess his face up and I go, "Is this the pretty face you want, Karen?"
Yeah, you're going full on Steven Seagal on this guy.
"I will take you to the bank, Karen. The love bank. I'm making a withdrawal." Sorry, that would have been
another one.
Yeah.
It was the ending that made it, I have to say.
Yeah, it was a bummer of an ending.
Yeah, and it did fuck up the tone of the movie, but that's the bit that's going to stay with me. And the fact that any of this is staying with me, like, I mean, as much as I enjoyed Invasion USA and I enjoyed Breaking, neither of those films had anything in them that would stick with me.
Yeah,
the ending to this will.
Oh yeah, it's like,
because we. You know, whether you've gone through it, I've been in situations like that. Yeah. Not to that extent, but I've been in similar situations.
Who hasn't had unrequited love and you know, that kind of stuff like that.
And you absolutely can, and you can absolutely identify with it and sympathize with it, and it does hit you like a ton of bricks.
It's got weird elements to it, but like, ultimately it is a satisfying movie.
Yeah, it absolutely is. They did miss a trick though. I think what would have made it was if they did the Jackie Brown ending.
What? Where?
Yeah, you know, like he's driving away.
Yeah. And
they put on, you know, REO Speedwagon.
Yeah.
And he just starts singing along.
Yeah.
And credits roll while he's doing it. It would have fucking made the movie. Yeah. It would have absolutely killed it.
Do you know what they should have done?
What's that?
In my opinion, though, should have done the Death Wish 3 ending where he just shoots the place up. But
gets a fucking brie gun and just starts goes to town.
So I actually felt angry watching it, and that's impressive. Like,
yeah,
like anytime like I love when a piece of art will take you and like go, hey, your emotions, I'm gonna fuck them up.
Yeah, and it's in that regard, it's one of the better 80s teen movies.
It's one of the better Cannon films probably as well.
Oh, without doubt.
My favourite movie we've done so far is still Breaking, though.
Yeah, Breaking is fun.
Because, like, here's the thing. If you watch The Last American Virgin and get bummed out as we did, just watch Breaking straight after.
Absolutely.
You'll be happy again.
I will say this. The director, Boaz Davidson, and he wrote it as well, is probably the best behind the camera talent we've
the film looks great.
Dealt with so far.
The performances are good.
And the script is actually very good.
Yeah.
And whether you like these people or not,
but the fact that they're
well-rounded characters and you can relate to them.
Yeah, like when you watch like teen movies like American Pie or stuff like that, it's always like everybody gets the girl. Yeah. And nobody's really realistic. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's
even the comedy character, ends up balls deep and the simple girl who was at the party.
Exactly. It's always that thing. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, but in this respect, like, it's very realistic. Like in its approach to the way its characters kind of finish out. Yeah. And you kind of get the feeling that I bet eventually Gary was such a wuss that like he probably became buddies with Rick like years later.
I don't think so.
I bet in their 20s they probably met up and like had a few beers and.
I would hope, that in like movie land, like 10, 15 years after this, that Gary is. I hope for his sake that this was like a learning experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's weird. It's a weird ending to a movie. It's one of the better films we've talked about, and I would actually recommend giving it a go.
In terms of like 80s teen movies, like the Fast Times, the Breakfast Club, the Porky's, all that. Where would you rate this?
I don't know. It's somewhere in the middle. I mean, there are movies like I really like Better Off Dead. Better Off Dead's a good film. Yeah. The Sure Thing, actually, another John Cusack movie.
Yeah,
that's a fan of.
Tremendous film. Any of the John Hughes films.
Yeah, I like those movies. Like I like The Breakfast Club, and I like what was the other one he did?
16 Candles. Pretty in Pink.
Yeah. I like those movies. Like they're good, but it's. I don't know. It's somewhere. It's not a lightweight. It hangs in there. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a good movie. What about yourself?
I would say that it hangs with the it's sort of top of the middle of those films, which, considering the caliber of film that's involved there, is a pretty fucking high mark.
Oh yeah, it's good.
I'm not saying it's as good as Fast Times, but it's very close.
Like, I'm just saying, alright, don't like Weird Science would be another one I really like.
Yeah, that's a tremendous film.
Vernon Wells is in it. Like.
Yeah,
but Vernon Wells and Michael Berryman, the guy from Last House on the Left.
That's right.
Who I met once.
So,
yeah.
We'll have to. You'll have to tell me the story then.
I met him at a convention. Really nice guy.
Cool.
And he's just such super cool. I remember I just started going, "Hey man, you were in Regardado films, right?" And he's like, "Yes, I was." And we were just like, there was like a queue behind us, and he just wanted to talk to me about Cannibal Holocaust.
Nice.
Like, not even in the films he was in. He was just going, "Man, Cannibal Holocaust is a fucking dope movie, right?" I'm like, "Yes, it is."
Sounds really fucking awesome.
Michael Berryman's the man. Yeah. If you ever get a chance to meet that guy, take it up, because like,
will do.
He's so cool.
There's no real horror convention thing in this country though, which is kind of irritating to me. But that's beside the point.
Anyway, so closing statements.
Closing statements for me. I would highly recommend this film.
Okay.
And unreservedly, if the 80s teen movie thing is your thing, and honest to God, I can't think of a single reason why it shouldn't be. Yeah. It's a fucking great genre of film. This is a really good fucking addition to that genre. and it's well worth the look. And chances are you haven't seen it before, because God knows I hadn't.
Yeah, no, I concur. It's definitely worth giving it a go. It's you know, you can get it on Blu-ray through Arrow Films, and I'd recommend picking up a copy.
True,
you know,
and it has its laughs.
Yeah,
it has good arcs for the characters.
It's got stuff
like
going
that.
on.
You know, and for its time, the soundtrack is pretty decent.
Yeah. If you're into REO Speedwagon.
Yeah, granted, if I heard that song, you know, My Best Isn't Good Enough. They repeated that like 2 or 3 times over the course of the film. If I heard it again, like they repeated a few of the songs.
Yeah, I Keep On Loving You.
Yeah, and Whip It.
Whip It, yeah.
And the choice of U2 for the abortion scene is one that will haunt me. It's like Stealers Wheel and Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah,
that's gonna fucking haunt me as well. But I go watch it. Yeah. Really, go watch it.
No, it's a good movie. And anyway, we'll we should probably start hyping up our next movie. And so if you know the score now, the audio you'll be hearing will of course be the trailer for the first Menachem Golan movie we're going to do. We're going to do
the mental fucking maestro of Cannon Films himself.
Like the guy who produced all of these movies and directed a few himself. And one he directed was, I believe, 1980's Enter the Ninja.
Oh.
Starring Franco motherfucking Nero.
I've never seen this film myself.
I mean, neither, but like I've seen Revenge of the Ninja. Oh, which is the sequel, but isn't the sequel. Yeah, like I am really looking forward to Enter the Ninja. So here's the trailer.
The first martial art to sweep the modern world was Jiu-Jitsu, closely followed by the discipline of karate. Then we were taught to combine the spiritual with the physical by the masters of Kung Fu. And now, the Cannon Group is proud to introduce the practitioner of the oldest and ultimate martial art, the ninja. Enter the ninja.
This scroll is your license as a master of ninjutsu.
Starring Franco Nero. Exploding into action as Cole, the White Ninja.
Give him a message for me.
Yeah?
I don't like to be followed.
I love it here. It's become my home. And nobody is going to drive us away.
Susan George is the proud and beautiful Mary Ann. A strong-willed woman who knows what she wants and just how to get it. And introducing Sho Kosugi.
Kampai! Kampai! Kampai.
Hasegawa, the black ninja, born of samurai blood, is unable to accept anything but the ancient ways.
You did not drink, Hasegawa.
He is no ninja.
It's the land code. They want to take it away from us.
Bitter and merciless, this rogue ninja will stop at nothing to destroy any and all who cross his path. Ninja. Hired assassins, trained killers, masters of the most deadly art known to man. If you take on a ninja, no matter how many you are, be prepared for the consequences. Enter the Ninja from Cannon.
Okay, and yeah, there you go. I'm sure you're looking forward to it as much as we are.
Yeah.
You know, and if you want to, if you want to watch these movies ahead of time and throw us some of your thoughts, you know, we'd be happy to read them out on the show. Like you know. We've got a Cannon Facebook page now.
Yeah.
It's facebook.com/the Cannon Canon. And you can go on there, you can message us, you can send us nudes.
Yeah.
You can...
Please don't do that, Ralph.
Yeah, no, we can... you can give us Candy Crush stuff that we'll ignore.
Oh, yeah.
You can do all the things. You can do it up, you know. If you go to the Facebook group, you can tell us what you thought of the movie, and we'll throw it in there. We'll be happy to read out any correspondence we'd have.
Yeah. If you have any questions for me or Mr. Capcom...
Oh, yeah. You just throw them at us, and we'll be happy to jump on board. Other than that, like, obviously you can listen to the show on purefiller.com. You can listen to it on joymediaball.com, which is our official home. And you can check it out on SoundCloud, which is SoundCloud/the Canon again. And so there's plenty of ways to keep up to date with what we're doing. And we really hope you had a lot of fun listening to this episode. It was a fun one for us to record, I think.
Oh, hells yeah.
I think I did particularly well, considering the fact that I got home at 10 o'clock this morning from a particularly eventful evening that had overtones of a teen comedy to it at parts.
If anyone wants details of it, be sure to message me. I would be more than happy to tell you.
But it was a happening.
Yeah.
But
oh, I just got the cutty, don't say a fucking word gesture from John here.
But this episode was a good time, and I hope you had a good time listening to it, and we'll catch you on the other side. No, sorry. We'll catch your ass down the road. Alright, see you later.
Catch you later.
One look is depressing to see. 'Cause you know you can't be better than me. Start at the bottom and long for the top. I'll always be here to make your dreams stop. I've got it all from head to toe. Looks, brains, class, you'll never know. Second place is the best you'll ever do. Be happy with that before I do worse to you. I don't suck, 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 I don't suck. Envious eyes, just stare at my goal. My life is on fire and you're ice cold. What could you do that would ever scare me? All of you out there, I'm a dog, you're a flea. Anything you can do, I can do better. Even when I rap more better. It's like this body when wrapped in leather. Perfection, and it gets no better. I rap like I wrestle, the envy of others. The only white rapper in tune with the brothers. All eyes on me, and if I was you, best believe I'd keep my eyes on me. 200 plus pounds of a body splendid. Braggadocious, oh so ferocious, focused. History suspended, skills uncontended. Live at the top, attributes won't stop. Master the ring and the mic alike. Eloquent with words while I move cat-like. Hot, oh I can't be stopped. And now rap meets rock, and it's time that you drop.
Minutes later. I am a failure as a father and a son.
I never loved either of you.
I love you, Rebecca.